I'm Jeremy with Offensive Group for the Armory Life. If you haven't caught my earlier article on the Smith Enterprise Crazy Horse Rifle, go ahead and check that out real quick. It'll give you a lot of history and a lot of good information about Ron Smith and Andy Horton, creating some amazing upgrades for the M1A series of rifles. After getting my standard issue M1A rifle back from Smith Enterprise as the Crazy Horse Rifle, I was blown away, and I really wanted to see what they could do to my SOCOM 16 rifle. The SOCOM 16 is one of my favorite variants of the M1A series of rifles for a few reasons. I love to add suppressors to my rifles, and with some modifications, the M1A SOCOM is a great option for suppressing and keeping the overall length still relatively short. The 16-inch M1A SOCOM is lighter than most of its siblings, which makes it much easier to shoot unsupported, as well as manipulating the rifle with ease and quickness. Lastly, I just think it looks fantastic. Proportionally, it's a beautiful rifle, and stock options from the factory are great. When I sent my M1A SOCOM to Ron Smith and Andy Horton over at Smith Enterprise, I told them, hey guys, just do your magic and surprise me. The only stipulation I said was that I didn't want an LPVO on this gun, I wanted a small red dot. This way it'd be a great companion to the Crazy Horse rifle I already have that's great for reaching out and getting those precise groups, and this one is just a lot more fun, agile, quick for that run-in and gun-in range time. Ron and Andy got to work doing what they do best, creating some of the finest M1A upgrades that the world has known. One of my favorite things about sending firearms to other craftsmen is letting them work their art without trying to put them in a box. It's just exciting to me to see the end results that are usually beyond all my expectations. Smith Enterprise did that yet again. When I picked up the rifle from Smith Enterprise, I immediately thought of a sleeper car. A sleeper is something that looks mostly stock, but under the hood they've got a massive engine. The new M1A SOCOM had subtle hints of new blood, but to the casual observer, they might just think it's a stock rifle. Right off the bat, you could see the new muzzle brake, developed by Smith Enterprise, to tame the recoil of the 308 cartridge. It is made from 8620 steel with 60 RC surface hardness, salt bath nitride corrosion resistant finished. Making it possible for the new muzzle device to be attached is the SEI SOCOM 16 gas lock. I would highly suggest this upgrade to any M1A SOCOM owner. The new gas lock takes the M1A thread pitch and adapts it to the traditional 5/8 by 24 thread pitch. Once installed, you can use any 30 caliber muzzle devices that you wish, including suppressors. Keeping the original barrel, Smith removed it and then machined an 11-degree crown on the muzzle. They then polished the feed ramps and salt bath nitrided the barrel for refitment. Smith added their M14 National Match front sight that is heat treated 4140 chromoly and Mil-I 17-1 manganese phosphate finish to reduce glare. The match sights feature a narrow 0.62-inch wide front blade for a crisp, clean sight picture. Continuing backwards is the addition of the SEI Warfighter gas system. The Warfighter gas system includes M80HT gas cylinder, SBR hard chrome piston, and M80HT standard gas plug. These parts are the same ones that come on the standard issue Crazy Horse rifles and are fielded and combat proven by the US military. This is an extremely rugged and reliable gas system for the M1A series of rifles. With my direction on keeping the rifle agile and lightweight, Smith chose a Trijicon RMR red dot and attached it to a custom version of their M14 extended scope mount. The scope mount is wire EDM 4140 CM steel manufactured, double heat treated with M80HT corrosion resistant 60 HRC surface hardness. Suffice to say, the mount is rock solid and holds zero perfectly. Going the extra mile, Smith milled out areas of the mount that weren't needed to take as much weight off as possible. The result is a skeletonized, rock-solid mount, putting an RMR in a perfect position for quick sight acquisition without materials getting in the way or adding unnecessary weight. It's minimalist and elegant at the same time. One of my favorite touches is the engraving just under the RMR on the right side that reads, United States property. God bless America. The rifle's op rod was polished and then sent off for salt bath nitride. This was cool to me because as much as I love the rifle saying SOCOM 16 on the side, this makes the rifle a bit more unique to me while also blending into the subtle themes the rifle has going. An absolute must-have upgrade comes in the form of the SEI extended bolt stop / release. This allows the M14 bolt stop or release to act a little bit more like your AR-15. Simply press the bolt stop to release the bolt, feeding around into the chamber, rather than having to manually pull on the op rod. There's also much more surface area, making it intuitive and tactile, even when wearing gloves. The extended bolt stop / release is made from bar stock and case hardened for rugged durability. Rounding out the upgrades to the M1A SOCOM, is the SEI trigger job. Bringing the trigger to a crisp 4.5-pound break, the feel and repeatability of the new trigger is unmatched. After asking exactly what Smith does to the triggers, Ron simply smiled and said, "A few springs and 40 years of experience." I guess we'll just have to let their secrets reside in the performance of their parts. Taking the rifle out to the range, I was excited to feel the difference from what I have known the rifle to be to its new SEI form. I loaded up a few mags of Remington UMC 308 and prepared for some .30 caliber steel smashing fun. First impressions on weight were very impressive for the added features to the rifle. It felt mostly the same as my factory SOCOM rifles. When shouldering the rifle, the Trichgon RMR was perfectly in line with my eyes for a heads-up position. I appreciated how the custom extended mount set the red dot more forward on the rifle. With the red dot more forward, you gain more field of view around the optic, which helps on quick target transitions from your peripheral vision. The trigger is most excellent. It's tactile and feels tight, enabling precise shots as well as quick follow-up shots with accuracy. A good trigger really makes your shooting experience more pleasant, as it's the main way you interact with your firearm. SEI delivers on that promise. Reloading the rifle was fun, and it felt like a new experience with the SEI extended full stop / release. Instead of giving up my grip or reaching under the rifle to actuate the op rod, I was able to load in a magazine and then hit the bolt release to feed the rifle fresh new freedom seeds. This was a great advantage because it's easy muscle memory from shooting AR-15s. If you've shot a 308, you know that satisfying thump you feel on your shoulder from that battle rifle cartridge. Without a good muzzle brake, that thump can really bring you off target, making it harder for quick follow-up shots with accuracy. The SEI muzzle brake really tamed that muzzle rise of the 308, enabling me to get back on target faster without feeling like I am fighting the rifle to do my bidding. It's impressive how much work the muzzle brake does while being fairly minimalist. We've all seen those muzzle brakes that look like they're going on a 50 cal, whereas the SEI muzzle brake could be mistaken for a factory option. It's clean and does the job perfectly. I think one day it would be fun to run this rifle in a 3-gun match, alongside one of Springfield's legendary 1911s. Of course, I would also have to wear tiger stripe camo and use a leather holster for maximum effect. After a few hundred rounds, I can confidently say this is exactly the rifle I was hoping SEI would deliver. Ron Smith and Andy Horton are true master craftsmen over at Smith Enterprise, creating some of the finest M1A upgrades in the world. With their history and pedigree, creating precision battle-proven M14s for the US military, Smith Enterprise is ready to make your M1A dreams come true.